Hey, thank you guys so much for clicking on the video. As you guys can clearly see, we are back in the kitchen for prep because we got another VR cooking episode for you guys. What's on the menu today? Something a little different. We got some beef tripas. So for those of you guys that don't know what a tripa is, these are actually intestines of the cows. Some we do sell and consume, and that's something we do have down here in the South. One of a nice delicacy, if you will. Takes a lot of prep, takes a lot of time. So we're going to walk through how we cook it down here in South Texas, baby. Stay tuned. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get these things open. You can, especially here in Texas, you usually find them at your local grocery store or Walmart. I actually got these particular ones from our local neighborhood HEB. So I like using a bowl, keeps everything where it needs to be, especially while you prep. Hence why we're in the kitchen doing the prep work. Because when it comes to these things, there's a lot more prep than a lot of other cuts. Now, as I mentioned, these are the intestines of a cow, so they are fairly long. So what I like to do is I like to go ahead and pre-cut them in half before I wash them. You know, they do come from the store supposedly, washed. I'm sure they're washed, of course, but you always want to rinse them out as well. So I like to cut them in half, do another half, and then I'll proceed to go ahead and wash these guys. Okay, so that's one set there, or one intestine there. Now, I know it may not look appetizing at the moment, but if you ever go to a store or to a restaurant and they have it on the menu, they're usually around $4 to $5 a pop. And there's a reason for that, because they are, one, delicious, and two, they do take a lot of prep, a lot of work. I'm going to see if I can't get this a lot easier for you guys to do at home. Save you guys some money, some of that dinero, because these are absolutely delicious and a very underrated cut of beef. Okay, so that's about half there. Now these are loaded with fat, and we are going to trim these down some after we wash. But also keep in mind that the way that you cook these, typically you will boil them first. So if you're doing this inside, you can go ahead and put them to boil. Today, for you guys, we're going to be doing everything on our plow disc cooker outside, because this is VR outdoors and it's a nice day. Why do we got to be inside? So I'm just checking to make sure everything is fairly cut to a manageable size. And then we're going to walk over to the sink to give them a rinse. Okay, great. Stay tuned. All right, so we got the colander set up in the sink. We're going to go ahead and get this dumped out. They're going to be rinsing these off anyway. Go ahead and rinse my working bowl. Quick rinse. This is just where I'm going to put them once I clean them and whatnot. So start off with this guy. I don't know if you guys can hear me very well with the sink, but pretty much you open these guys up. See, bloop, bloop, and you just run your water through them. Run them through. You see that there? So what I'll typically do is I'll just hang them over the side of this so that I can see. Not going to be using hot water because they are going to be boiling, but I'm going to make sure these are rinsed. Okay, rinse them a good couple of times. Typically, if you're doing this outside or doing it in a deeper sink, you would go up until it's nothing but clear water. I'll pull it up. Okay, not bad. Not too bad. Maybe one or two more times on this one. Just pull it up, let it go. One more time, just to be on the safe side. All right, cool. So that's one. Go to get that water out. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of these guys, and see you guys later. Tripas, baby. The other white meat. Okay, guys. So now that the tripas are have been washed, what I like to do, and this is something a lot of people don't do, when I slice it down to more manageable sizes, that's for the wash. But me personally, in order to kind of speed up that cooking process, I do like to go ahead and pre-trim these. Also, keep in mind that these things are covered. They're just like any beef. And for those of you that barbecue, as you guys know, hard fat won't render. So you come along, you kind of feel the fat. All of this fat will render. It's not hard, but you want to go and look for some of the harder pieces and trim those up. You know, be as thorough as you can. So like all this is kind of soft fat. I'm not worried about it. That's going to render. But I did feel a couple that had some hard fat in it. Now, you don't have to be very precise. It's just one of those things where trim what you can, trim what you feel comfortable. See, I know there was a couple of hard pieces that I felt. And here's one of them right here. So just like a brisket, harder fat, it just won't render. It's going to be chewy. Let's just go ahead and get this out. You know, Nothing too crazy. There we go. Similar to a brisket, just trim it up, trim up the fat, leave a little on there, just whatever's not going to cook. You know, I like to use the edge of the knife. I'm going to trim these up just a little bit. Now, another thing that I do as well is I go ahead and I pre-cut these down so that they all cook a little quicker to save some time. As I mentioned before, these have to kind of boil first. So what I do is I always, after I'm done trimming up some of this fattier parts, let's see, it's fine, but I'm going to trim it anyway. That's when I start slicing it down, save time. Okay, I think I got majority of the harder fats in there. Okay, wasn't much. A lot of this stuff will render, what you will see during the cook. It'll just start making a big old pile of fat and on top while it's boiling. I like to trim these up. I do about yay big. Keep in mind these are going to shrink as they cook, so that's fine. I'd say probably about 3-inch pieces. You know, Nothing too crazy. Even some of the longer ones. Just cut them down. Once again, you don't have to. A lot of people choose to boil them first and then trim them. I like to trim before I boil. That way it boils a lot quicker. Then we can get down to making them nice and crispy. So this is a little small, which means once it cooks, it's gonna probably be only about maybe half an inch thick. So I kind of did that one by accident. Oh, here we go. Here's some hard fat. So once again, as you come across it, just trim what you can, trim what you feel comfortable with. So there, that'll be fine. Yeah, I'm gonna get these trimmed up, and then we'll see you guys outside. All right. Okay, guys. So, like I said, we're gonna be cooking outside. We have our disc, and our outdoor burner, which I realized I did not plug in. So let's go ahead and get this ready to go. With that nice Texas sun, the pan I just felt is already preheated. Alright, let's get this propane tank out of the way. Let's get it open. There we go. Now we're cooking with steam now. Alright. As I mentioned, we gotta boil them first, so I got some water. We'll start there. If we need more, we'll grab more. Turn this down just a smidge. Alright, let's go get our tripas. Okay. Alright. Yeah. So, boiling them up first and foremost. Keep stirring them. You want them to cook down. You can already see, this fat rendering on here. So here in a little bit, I'll grab my ladle, start scooping out some fat. But yeah, this is all there is to it. But I'll let it boil first. So we got to roll and boil. I'm just letting them go. So see, once again, I like to cut them down. And remember, I was telling you about 3 inches. Well, see, look at that. It's ready to drop down 2 inches. See, they'll shrink pretty good. That was one of the 3-inch cuts. See, and then we like ours extra crispy, so they'll shrink down even more. But we also want to make sure that nothing's getting stuck on the bottom. And just keep it moving. Alright guys, so as you can see, we got the boil going, got the ladle. We're just going to scoop out some fat and some of that water, especially that fat that's been floating to the top. You just trying to get some of that water out too. These are going to be, they have been boiling for a while now. So we're just trying to get that out and get the water down so we can really start getting these cooking. So after a while, when we were done, went ahead and got majority of the water out, or it evaporated. So we're just kind of letting them cook, cooking in some fat, checking out the flame, make sure that's good. And yeah, now we're just gonna keep it going, stirring up from time to time up until they get nice and crispy, because that's how we like it down here in South Texas. All right. So after a while, them kind of boiling in their own fat and getting that water down. As you can see, they're getting all nice and crispy. To kind of help keep them from burning, we're moving them out to the edge of this disc. That the middle of it's going to be the hottest part. So we're just kind of pulling them off here in a second. Going to kill the flame, and then we'll pull those guys inside. As you can see how small they've gotten, that's one of the reasons why you don't want to cut them too small, hence those 3-inch cuts. uh, but also, I mean, they just cook a lot faster. So go ahead, like I said, I'm gonna kill the flame, run inside and grab some food. Yeah, so see, some got a little too crispy, but beautiful, extra crispy. Yeah, crispy. All right. Okay. Oh, as I said, these are my other white meat, so we're gonna hit it with some of this. As you know, we love chupacabra on this channel. Got that wing wub because this is the other white meat. We're just gonna hit it with a little bit. Until sitting on that grease, it'll coat it pretty well. Not too much, That's enough. All right. Get these tacos assembled. Tacos assemble. All right, guys. Taco assembly. Quick, easy, basic. This is how we do it back here in my house. So we get our tripas, nice and crunchy, and seasoned. For those of you that don't season your tripas, you're missing out. So there we go. Okay. I mean, granted, just grab them. Like, they're extra crunchy. It's not going to hurt anything. And we got our onions and cilantro because that's how we do it. Okay. Once again, I said a little heavy on the cilantro, so I'm trying to find my onions because onions and cilantro make everything that much better. A little more cilantro on there. All right. Now, there we have it. Good old extra crispy tripa tacos. Now, one of the things that I do, especially since they're extra crispy, is I do want a little bit of moisture in there. So always feel free to hit it with a hot sauce that you like. Today we're going with that gator drool. Shout out to Steel Cracker. Nice verde hot sauce. Go along with this nice taco. We ain't stingy with our hot sauces here. There we go. Especially when it's a good hot sauce. Like that gator drool. Let's hit it, boys. Mm, 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 mm. Woo! Mm. Here up front. All right. And you guys saw, take some time, but worth the wait. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this edition of the VR Catalog. Please make sure to like, favorite, and subscribe. If you want to know when any of the VR guys drop a new video, make sure to hit the notification bell, and you'll be the first to know. If you guys are going to give some tripas a try, you can do it inside. I don't do it because it does make your house smell like tripas, but if you're into that, hey, you do you, boo-boo. Anyway, guys, I'm going to go ahead and make some more tacos. See you guys on the next one. Bye!